nation's prime ministers, a critical role identified for tax planners, and in sports, more teams and more prize money for this year's block drafts.
The CBC Headline News, brought to you by Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network.
Credible, balanced, committed. This is the CBC Evening News.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Evening News. In our top story tonight, the Personnel Administration Division, or PAD, has until Wednesday to respond to the National Union of Public Workers or face coordinated action by the trade union movement. This warning from General Secretary of the National Union of Public Workers, Rosalind Smith. She was speaking after a meeting with NUPW shop stewards to bring them up to date on the impasse between the PAD and the NUPW.
Our next move, we will be meeting now with our sister unions. So that'll be our third move. We'll bring the unions together and we will strategize from there. Obviously, I would not go into the finer details because we have to be very careful. You know, everyone is not confidential and we need to be very strategic about our plans.
Ms. Smith says the shop stewards pledged their support for whatever action the unions deem necessary to resolve the impasse. The issue at hand involves NUPW President Akani McDowell. He has been informed that he will no longer hold a senior post of Health Planner 1 and revert to his substantive post of Environmental Health Assistant, where he started in the public service more than a decade ago. The NUPW has deemed the move not just an attack on their president, but on the trade union movement in general. Politics should not be the main focus of this year's independence celebrations. This assertion from General Secretary of the Democratic Labour Party, George Pilgrim.
As a country, we should celebrate our leaders because we are not ashamed of what they've achieved. I use this opportunity to ask all Barbadians to gather in a family-friendly manner to celebrate our journey from colony to nationhood. Do not let politics define our 50. This is one Barbados, one journey, one people, and one celebration.
He was speaking today at the official opening of the DLP's photo exhibition honoring 4 of Barbados's 7 prime ministers at the party's headquarters. Now also addressing the gathering was Sir Frank Alleyne, who has served under all 4 prime ministers under the ruling Democratic Labour Party. He says Barbadians have much to be thankful for, particularly in the post-independence era.
All of them have something in common, starting from Mr. Barrow, Mr. Sandiford, David Thompson, and the Honourable Francis Stewart. The fact to which the principle rather which they share in common is a concern for the promotion of the quality of life for the broad masses of the country.
Well, students of the Blackman and Gollop Primary School were the first to view the display, which included household items from yesteryear, as well as DLP paraphernalia. The exhibition is set to run until the end of November. Barbados is signatory to international conventions that make it illegal to discriminate against a person due to his or her sexual orientation. And an attorney at law says this position will open the island's legal and social systems to challenges. Johanna Duglin was one of the speakers at the Barbados rally, part of the events by churches across the island to celebrate the 50th anniversary of independence. She says it is only a matter of time before the courts are asked to recognize same-sex marriages. Ms. Duglin also says there will be efforts to revamp the education curricula to have age-appropriate, gender-neutral literature in the schools. The attorney adds that the challenge will also call for a separation of law and religion, which will invalidate the tenets on which Barbados's constitution is based. Tax planners from Commonwealth countries meeting in Barbados have been told they have a critical role to play in the development of their respective countries and the grouping as a whole. This was part of the message from Finance and Economic Affairs Minister Chris Sinclair. He was addressing the grouping which has gathered for the Commonwealth Association of Tax Administrators, or CATA, Technical Conference. The meeting is being held under the theme Enhancing Tax Compliance Through Strategic Alliances.
I therefore view this conference as a critical part of the ongoing process to improve not only the way in which we structure and administer our taxes, but how together we seek to insert our voice in how the international discourse on the process of tax compliance, tax regulation, and tax transparency is shaped. This is particularly the case since most, if not all, of our members, that is CATA members, are indeed members of or affected by such processes as the Global Forum, and certainly by the issues which they portend in one fashion or another.
Minister Sinclair also points out that Barbados has implemented several measures to improve its tax administration and ensure it is compliant internationally. And he says the island is reaping the benefits of those efforts.
Such has been our progress in this regard, that not only have we assumed a central role in both the OECD and FSB processes, but just as recent as September, the OECD upgraded our status to largely compliant with the requirements of the OECD Global Forum on Tax Transparency and Exchange of Information for Tax Purposes. Indeed, further to this, we are one of the few jurisdictions across the developing world to have successfully completed 2 full FSAP reviews, financial sector assessment reviews, and are poised to undergo a 3rd one very soon.
From Best Digital Bank to Bank of the Year, and now a guardian of our heritage, Scotiabank Barbados has much to boast about as it partnered with the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation to recognize the island's 50th year of independence. Senior banking officials were on hand to witness the Director of Retail Banking for the Caribbean East, Claire Jordan, raise the Barbados flag outside of the CBC's Pine St. Michael headquarters. Ms. Jordan says the year is of double importance to the bank as it celebrates its 60th anniversary. And looking towards the future, she says everyone has a role to play.
We have so much for which to be thankful and proud on this island nation, and we all have a part to play in how we shape the future we want for our children. As we come together to look back with pride, let us also look forward with optimism and determination, knowing that we are indeed the craftsmen of our fate. Thanks very much, and we look forward to being a part of this independence.
And producer and presenter Cassandra Crawford says Scotiabank has much to celebrate.
I would like to take this opportunity to extend a very sincere thanks to you for having the vision that you have had with and for Scotiabank to do so well as it has and has served us so well for the past 60 years. We want to thank you for having that same vision and foresight to be a part of the Guardians of the Heritage effort, and certainly we feel proud to see your logo right here as well, flying one of Barbados' flags as we celebrate 50. You two have a lot to celebrate, so congratulations and thank you.
Coming up, Something Bajan, where we take a look at a talented young makeup artist. Stay with us.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network, more than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153 to sign up to Digicel today.
More great cities just got closer. The Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard is now even better. Fly to New York, Miami, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale with just 20,000 Scotia points. With your new Scotiabank Aero Platinum MasterCard, you'll receive a welcome bonus of 10,000 Scotia points, so you can enjoy the cities you love most sooner than ever. Apply today. Call 426-7000 or visit your nearest branch.
Greater education is needed in the management of diabetes among young people in Barbados. This from pediatrician Dr. Michelle Lashley. She says a diagnosis of diabetes can place children and adolescents at greater risk for negative psychological effects. Young people with the disease often face peer pressure, and Dr. Lashley says it can be difficult to make good nutritional choices. She says education and treatment, which should include an exercise regime, are key.
We have to prescribe exercise. We have to put it on the prescription pads. We have to tell them it's not just, it could happen. It has to happen. Physical activity must be the routine, and it's hard to mention this in the digital age where the exercise seems to be on your fingers and thumbs. Decreasing screen time is important. So if you do less screen time, hopefully you will be outside a little bit more.
Well, Dr. Lashley was speaking at the Hibiscus Health Caribbean Inc. Diabetes in Youth Workshop, where stakeholders met to discuss issues dealing with diabetes. She says frequent monitoring of blood sugar levels is necessary. Barbados' only cheesemaker has set her sights on the world stage. Andrea Power, owner of Hatchman's Premium Cheeses, will make her debut at this year's World Cheese Awards. Ms. Power says she is honored to be representing Barbados at an event that will showcase some 3,000 cheeses from across the world.
This is really an opportunity for us to put Barbados on the map, to signal to the world that, and in the world's food capital, really, culinary experiences in San Sebastian are raved about globally. So we really are going to the Mecca, if you will, and signaling to the rest of the world that Barbados is here. Barbados makes a very good quality cheese. It's highly sought after, and it's very widely supported by our hospitality sector here in Barbados.
Ms. Power says none of it would be possible without the sponsorship she received from Cobbler's Cove Hotel. General Manager Will Oakley says the company is proud to promote a 100% locally made cheese plate.
As part of our guest experience, we offer a market tour, and it was on one of the market tours that I took the organisers of the World Cheese Awards to Andrea's facility, and they were so impressed by the quality of the cheese that she was producing that I offered to sponsor for Andrea not only to enter her cheese but also to go as a judge to San Sebastian in Spain in 2016.
Well, still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region. But first, here's a tip from Coverley Medical Center.
Increased physical activity may reduce your overall risk for cancer and heart disease by about 10 to 30%.